Alright, so I'm gonna go a little bit further, like from all the way over here. I know it can catch on to the way I'm talking. I hope it can count my hands. Maybe I need to. Let me just talk for a little bit like this. So, hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about multiple topics. The first one is how I need to be talking. As I'm talking, what do I need to do? How do I need to use my hands? It's so important that I learn how to use my hands in a way where I'm actually confident with them. It's so important to use my hands in a way where they're a little bit slow. And in the same time, I could be moving them. So all that is going to be covered in this. So don't be like this. Like this. So talking about my physique. First and foremost, talking about my physique is very important because my physique is something that I have control over as of right now. So for my arms, in order to get them bigger, is I need to work out my triceps because see, they're the biggest muscle. They're way bigger than this. They're way bigger than the forearms. So work this in order to make my arms bigger. Another thing, don't neglect any kind of muscle in my body. It's so important that every muscle in my body is given the correct attention, the correct amount of attention, and at the same time is given the time to grow. So this is exactly what I need to be doing, giving the body the time to grow and also giving it the nutrition that it needs. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be getting chicken sometime soon so that way I can eat and eat protein and stuff like that. But we'll see how it goes, you know? Yeah, there's some other things that I wanted to talk about. Take care of myself. Take care of myself internally, improve myself on an internal basis more than improving myself on an external basis. What I mean by external basis, I don't mean my physique rather, but what I mean by external basis, it just basically means my what I buy or what I wear, things like that, things that I won't be using for a good time. These things I will never be looking into unless America opens up and stuff like that. But as of right now, what I need to be doing is that I need to focus on how to make myself better, focus on how to make myself better internally, not getting rid of completely of the neediness, getting rid of wanting to keep someone, getting rid of a lot of things, and also working on other aspects of my life. For example, when I breathe, don't open my mouth, basically just like this. Yeah. So yeah, I work on breathing more masculinely, working out better, looking better in every aspect of my life. What I mean by looking better in every aspect of my life means, for example, when I take a shower, for example, when I pray, focusing on small things like that that will actually end up giving me a much better standpoint. For example, the way I shower needs to get better, the way I go up and down the stairs needs to get better and look better, the way I do this, the way I do that. I need to work on these things. I need to work on the way I breathe, the way I sleep, the way I do regular things. These things I have to focus on and to actually improve, because this is the only time, put my hand down, this is the only time where I actually can improve them. And very importantly, that I use a variety of hand gestures, that I use a variety of face gestures, that I use a variety of many kinds of gestures. That way it just looks a little bit more normal. So that is the entire point. As I'm talking to someone, don't just, don't look at them the whole time. Basically, look around. It's so important to look around. And it's so important that as I'm talking right now, I'm going to be developing a way of breathing. For example, breathing without, and whenever I take a breath in, don't be looking at the other person. Look away and then reconnect. As I'm taking a breath, look away and then reconnect. As I'm saying something, a breath is basically like a little pause, and it does not make any kind of anything look worse. So right now it's super hot, bro. Oh my god. So my eyes want to sleep. And keep my eyes moving. Planning on making my hair longer. Yeah, making my hair longer. Way longer. I just hurted myself. So yeah, so that's another thing. So improving my physique, working on my forms. So there's multiple muscles that I need to be working on. Those muscles are going to be very good for my body. Why? Because they easily grow for me, and because they give the body a much bigger kind of look. It's so important that I have a much bigger kind of look when I work out. I need something to reflect. For example, when I work out my deltoids, they don't have that kind of, I'm going to make it further. Let's say when I work out my deltoids, all right, when I work out my deltoids, what ends up happening when I work out my deltoids is that they don't grow the right way. They don't grow the way I want them to grow because they are so slow at growing. So what I need to grow is stuff that would actually quickly grow, and the stuff that would actually give me the best results in the shortest amount of time, if that makes sense. So what I need to do for that particular aspect, what I need to do is that work the following muscles that I've noticed that have responded very well. They've responded so well to the point where if I work on them, I'm gonna have a better physique, a better body, and reduce the waste of time that I actually have working out other body muscles. Okay, so the first muscle that I want to work out, the first muscle that I want to work out is definitely the forearms. So my forearms, I don't want my hands looking chickeny. So what I really want is that my hands have a full nice look, and whenever I wear a t-shirt or whenever I wear anything, what ends up showing throughout everything is just the forearm. The only thing that ends up showing in the whole body is definitely the forearm. So if I actually were to work on the forearms and make those forearms big, that would actually improve the chance of me just having a better kind of look. It just will improve the physique. So it is so important for me to actually work on my forearms. That way I would have a much better arms. See, right now my arms look much better than before because these are bigger. They're just simply bigger. So the first thing that I have to do is, and also don't focus so much on the way I'm talking, focus on the words and also focus on the way I'm talking, kind of train myself as I'm talking, but don't make it the main aspect of what I'm saying. So the first thing that I have to improve is definitely the forearms. So my forearms need a lot of work. They need so much work to the point where they have to grow at least an inch. Why do they gotta grow at least an inch? Is because those forearms make the arms look not fat but muscular. The problem with fat people is that they have small forearms and they have big biceps. So what I need to be doing basically, what I need to understand out of all this is that working my forearms is very, very important. So the minute I realize that, the minute I know that these kinds of muscles need to be focused on. So this got to be focused on regardless of whether it grows or not. So these muscles have to be focused on. Another thing that I have to focus on is my triceps. So what I've realized when I work out my triceps, whenever I actually when I do a small workout of my triceps, what ends up happening is that my arms overall get bigger, and they just get bigger so fast, and they get much bigger in a very short time frame as well. So knowing that they get shorter in a very much small time frame, I need to understand the following. I need to understand that they need to be worked out a lot more because they make the arm appear bigger. They simply just make the arm appear much bigger, and that's exactly what I want, is the arms to appear much bigger. So this is for the triceps. As for the biceps, train them with the triceps, but mostly focus on the triceps. Another muscle that would make my body look much bigger is definitely the lats. I don't have a pull-up machine right now, so the lats right here, they make the body look much bigger. So what I need to do is find a way to work out these lats, even though I don't have these machines yet, but find a way that these would work. I could work them out. So just find a way to actually focus on them and do it through dumbbells, because I know I can do it through dumbbells if I actually did the correct research. Okay, so this is the thing number two. And another muscle that is so important, another muscle that is so hella important, it is the chest. The chest is so important. Why is it important? Because what, my hands are up. What happens with the chest is so important with the chest, that it gets bigger and gives that nice physique, that nice wide physique. It is the chest that does that. So knowing that the chest does that, just continue working on the chest, working on these muscles, because these muscle groups make me look much better. Okay, so I want to take a look at the video.